Tannenbaum, who was a former general manager of the Jets and then the Dolphins, he kind of put out a list of guys that might be good fits for a team. And one particular, I haven't seen this one yet, and this is a Cowboy-related one. So I'm going to walk you through the Cowboy-related one here, but I also reached out to Gang of Seven to tell me about the fit for the particular player and what he could bring to you if, in fact, you did this. Okay. Now, Tannenbaum threw this out. Jessie Bates, who is a safety with the Cincinnati Bengals, is
good
what
player.
he did. Yeah, a very good player. And he was talking about as a potential for the Cowboys. Listen, if the Cowboys were going to get a guy, here would be a guy that they need to go get. And this is what Tannenbaum was saying about it. He says, even with the revival of the Dallas Cowboys defense under the leadership of Dan Quinn, the 2022 offseason could lead to a lot of turnover. 6 key defensive players will see free agency includes DeMonte KZ and Jaron Kearse. By the way, I'm starting to hear stuff about Kearse. Could be a guy that people, now that he's shown that he's coming off the Achilles.
Oh, KZ.
Oh, that's, I mean, yeah. Kearse, KZ, excuse me. KZ, once he's coming off, thank you for correcting me there.
No, you got it.
But yeah, once KZ, people have seen him play, and they're thinking that might be an inexpensive option for a guy that could play as a true free safety.
There were some bad games, but I felt overall he was a nice player at times. Most games.
Yeah, he was. And, it's funny, they started playing him a lot less after the DUI thing. It's like they said, okay, man, you kind of need to settle down a little bit. But the word,
that's when you're supposed to play him the most.
Yeah, well, it's like maybe
you got to prove it, brother. You want to be on this squad.
Exactly.
You got to go out here and go hard.
Exactly.
Look what Kobe did. Respectfully.
But the thing with KZ is that that maybe that people aren't talking about him a whole lot, but teams are. Keep an eye on that one. So
might have to pay a little bit more than you thought.
A little bit more. But Jessie Bates, and they're saying this is again Mike Tannenbaum, the nature of Quinn's defense relies on players with versatility to play across multiple defensive position groups. Jessie Bates stands 6'1", 220 pounds with the ability to cover, play deep center field, and play up in the box when necessary. He said with Quinn's defense, his ability to line him up in different spots would be enticing and useful. If the Cowboys want to create cap space necessary to sign a player such as Bates, they would need to restructure some of their current deals. This goes back to what you were talking about yesterday. Let's push the chips. Let's flip some things. Yeah. If you want to re-sign some of your own, let's do that. But if you could go out and get Jessie Bates, then that might be something that could help you.
Heck, you can even let guys walk, but then go do long-term deals with guys like Jessie Bates to get them under the cap.
That's exactly right. They sit currently $22 million over the cap, but would work to create space by using simple restructures and accumulating $74 million in cap space for the 2022 offseason.
That's what they could do?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's Tannenbaum. And Mike did this for a living. Mike was a cap guy as a general manager. He was a better cap guy than he was a GM. So he understands.
Is he the guy that Parcells sent to law school?
He did.
So
he did in New York.
How to read all that stuff.
Exactly. He trusted. Mike was working as an intern with the Saints when I first met him, and then he got the job. Parcells took a liking to him and put him through law school. And then once he put him through law school, Mike went to work for him. So that's where that all works out there.
Out of his own checking account, or like the team paid for it?
No, Bill paid for him to go. Bill paid for him to go to law school.
Cool move.
That's what LeBron did with his squad, didn't he?
Yeah.
He paid people to do different jobs. Now he has somebody that's a cook, somebody that's controlling the bills and whatnot.
Yeah. That's what you got to have. And so while they not want to do this with all the contracts, feel that that acquiring Bates they might feel that acquiring Bates is necessary, and they could shift money around to make the space. Bates will likely garner a top 5 safety money. And another big factor in all this is whether Bates gets franchise tagged
I was going to ask that.
By the Bengals. Okay. So that's if in fact the Bengals don't do the franchise tag and Bates does get on the streets, this is what I did. I went and asked the Gang of 5 and what they thought. The Gang of 7, and 3 of the guys got back to me here before the show. One of them says, this is a really, really good football player. He goes, you can count on him to make plays. He's got the type of skills that you covet as a safety. He's reliable. He tackles. He can cover. I love his size, but he's going to be looked to get paid by the Bengals if they don't tag him. Again, what Tannenbaum and them were talking about. Another guy was saying, this guy's a frontline player. He's strong safety size with free safety skills. This sounds like Dan Quinn type player. I mean, it really, really does. He says, again, this guy says a reliable tackler, super ball skills. Only concern is his neck. Has had some issues in the past. You will need to sort that out. That's the first time I heard about a neck.
Yeah, that's one of those injuries that you better get it sorted out.
Yeah, safety,
better figure out what's going on.
Better figure that out real quickly there. Next one said this. He says, I like him. He's a good player, but I have a hard time paying him what he wants. There are safeties.
You do pay a premium in free agency. Yeah.
He says there are safeties in the draft that I might rather have.
See, yeah. That's the NFL game right there. We know this guy's good. How big of a risk